Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's date is February 5th, 2018, and this week we are going to work on conversions. Fractions to decimal, fractions to percents today. Tomorrow we're going to work on decimals to fractions and decimals to percents. On Wednesday we'll work from percents to fractions, percents to decimals. And Thursday we'll put them all together. Friday we'll test and pass. So quick lesson today. A lot of you already know how to do this, but it's just a review. To convert from a fraction to a decimal, you all know that a fraction is simply a division problem. So if we have the fraction 1/2, we are going to take 1, top number, divided by 2. 2 goes into 1, it doesn't, so we have to add some zeros here after the decimal point. Put the decimal point up here so we don't forget about it. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. We subtract, we got nothing left over. Our answer is 5/10. Final answer. Number 2, very similar. We've got 3/9. We are going to put the 3 inside the division box, put the 9 outside the division box. 9 doesn't go into 3. Add a decimal point and some zeros. Don't forget to add the decimal point above. 9 goes into 33 times. 9 times 3 is 27. Subtract. We got 3 left over, so we bring down the 0. And we're going to keep on going. 9 goes into 33 times. 9 times 3 is 27. We got 3 left over. We're going to try it one more time to see if we can get it to work, because we're going to round our final answer to the nearest hundredth if necessary. 9 goes into 33 times. We are done because we can now round to the nearest hundredth. Underline the hundredths place. Look at the next one over, which is the boss. 3 is less than 5, so we keep our 3 that was underlined the same. Answer is 33 hundredths. Now, just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to allow you to use a calculator on all of your wake-ups. So you don't necessarily even have to do the long division. I'm going to go back to number 1. 1 divided by 2 equals 0.5. You can write that down as your answer. You don't even need to show your work on the wake-up this week. Second one, we got 3/9, so I'm going to take 3 into my calculator, divided by 9. My answer is 0.333333. Round to the nearest hundredth. We're good to go. Second one, fraction to percent. Now, to convert from a fraction to a percent, you first of all got to get a decimal point. So 1 over 20, 1 goes in the box, 20 goes outside the box. But as I told you, you don't need to show your work this week. You can just use a calculator. We're going to take 1, we're going to divide it by 20. The answer is 0.05. So again, no need to show your work. My answer is 0.05. That is not a percent. Remember, we're going from a fraction to a percent. So the rule is, first of all, you got to get a decimal to go from a fraction to a percent. So you get the decimal first, and then you multiply it by 100 to get your percent. So when we multiply 0.05 times 100, the answer is 5, which we will call 5% for your final answer. The easier way to do this, as opposed to using a calculator when converting from the decimal to the percent, is simply, since we're multiplying by 100, there are 2 zeros in 100, we move the decimal point over 2 places to get 5, and then we throw our percent sign on. So I'm going to do number 4, just like you can do using your calculator. We have 1/8, so I'm going to pop up my calculator. We're going to take 1, we're going to divide it by 8. We get 0.125. So you are going to write down 0.125. On your calculator, if you want, you can multiply it by 100 and get 12.5 for your final answer. Or, if you don't want to take that into your calculator because you know that to go from a decimal to a percent, you simply move the decimal point over 2 places, you can do that quickly in your head or just do it on your work. You get 12 5/10%. So remember, the key here is anytime you go from a fraction to a percent, you have to get the decimal first, and then you multiply by 100, which is the same as moving the decimal point over 2 places. Good luck.